Joanne, you want more? Well, you got soup for tomorrow.
Yeah, we got good favor. What time we make No.
I don't know yet. I mean, they're saying that. I don't know if they called me or how many else. We're gonna find out tomorrow.
I guess if we get tomorrow.
It depends if the company wants to pay. I mean, they want to pay the overtime, and like there'll be no like the last time we sold it, they wasted their money. It was no strong time. Going and sold the terminal costs a lot of money. You gotta buy the mechanics, the gas, the salt, and big bucks. It's not a new brand ship. Yeah, sure.
Who else is gonna spend this on the top? Yeah.
Oh, Squid, you calling 911? How you doing, Squid? Actually, I should have had some seafood tonight, Squid. Some nice calamari. Oh, sorry. Why were you calling 911? DJ, we let the weak dictate to the powerful, and then we are shocked to find ourselves adrift. It's all right, Squid. Hi, Kate. DJ Munster, Squid, don't be weird. Ha! Well, he's a squid. I mean, come on. He's just a squid. I know you're joking, Squid. That's what we're here for. We're here to fuck around, have a good time, give some thumbs ups. I mean, nobody likes the live. That's the first thing you should do. Come in and tap the screen. Double tap the screen if you're on a cell phone and just X the thing out and just hit the thumbs up. And we'll get 1,000 people in here. I'm 9 a year. You're 9 years old? I doubt it. 9. Yeah, I'm 7. Well, this live stream is not made for kids, so. Kate, thank you for liking. You too, Squid. Let's go. Thumbs up. Double tap the screen. Oh, right away. Message held for review. Country baller. I don't even know what that means, but It's pretty ingenious. I don't know what that says. How you doing, Arabic writing? I don't read Arabic. Sorry. And YouTube doesn't translate it. So I don't even know what you said. And I just had dinner. And it was pretty good. A nice soup with some elbows. It was bad. That's what you need in the wintertime is soup. Soup. You got more likes plus, well, there's only 5 likes. It's a record. And we had 60,000 views. So 113 likes out of 60,000 people. Mm. Country baller after Monday and Tuesday, even the calendar says, yeah, that's funny. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's good. I like that. I like that. See, Country Baller's got a good sense of humor. We need more people like Country Baller in our midst so he can make us laugh. You know, he can make us laugh. Patricia O'Brien Hurst. Patek. I don't know what that means. So I have the option to have a guest on a panel. You know, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but you know, I had a panel on my other channel, JohnAvanti, and it went pretty good. Inspiration. Just Joe, a country ball. There we go. See, country, you're doing good. You got the live stream cracking up. I didn't put any. What do you call a bee that can't make up its mind? I don't know. What do you call that? Oh, live. Copy. Wow, it's hot in here. A maybe. That's funny. A maybe. YouTube. A maybe. There's a lot of bee jokes. We have 6 thumbs up and 105 watching. And no one's asking any questions. Here's my Cash App if anybody wants to pay for a little gas in my car. Or buy me coffee. A bagel and a coffee in the morning. That's not expensive. Never mind. How did the picture end up in jail? How did the picture end up in jail? I don't know. I guess I'm not good at riddles. So has anybody purchased paper towels this week? I hope not. I hope you guys are following my lead and not buying paper towels or napkins and went out and bought kitchen towels and cloth napkins. It was framed. He was framed. Oh, how did the picture? It was framed. Drop definitely looks pre-recorded. What, the live? My live? No, I'm live, bro. Look. Ow! Yeah, there you go. Thank you. See, we already got Shane Lewis. Thank you. Thank you. He understands. You know, the only tool we have as citizens is being consumers. Because without us, all these importers won't make any money if we don't buy their junk. Think about it. All these stores like Walmart and Home Depot, they won't make any money. Like imagine nobody bought paper towels for a whole year. They wouldn't know what to do. They'd be kicking themselves in the ass. The right man, and yeah, like I think Donald Trump is the right man at the wrong place. George Elliott, yes, but it may not happen right away if tariffs are implemented too quickly. Who cares? Who cares? Did you know that we have a $200 billion trade deficit with Canada, and basically they don't pay any taxes in America. They do business in America virtually for free, and they have 57 billionaires that live in that country. Collectively, they own $315 billion. Yeah, God bless America, right? But buying paper towels is showing these politicians that we're buying disposable junk. Because when you complain that you have no money and you go out and waste it on disposable items, then they think you don't know how to manage your money. They don't think you're smart. Because when you don't have any money and you're buying paper napkins with no money, or you're buying them with a credit card and putting them on credit, that's not good financial. That's not being financially smart. That's wasting your money. There's other ways of wiping your mouth at the dinner table. Use your sleeve. I mean, go buy cloth towels, napkins in the dollar store. Anyway, they're so cheap. You know why kitchen towels and cloth napkins are cheap? Because nobody buys them. Yeah. Paper towels cost more than kitchen towels because people buy them. So if nobody bought paper towels, think of what I'm saying. Paper towel, disposable. And then let's say you walked into Costco or Walmart and they said, sir, how come you're not buying paper towels? Can't afford it. My property taxes are too high. Yeah, I need the money to pay my mortgage. My property taxes are going up every single year. I don't know what to do, so I have to save money. I'm not buying junk anymore. Because basically, when you buy paper towels, bottled water, napkins, you're buying junk. It's disposable. Like if you go out and buy a hat, you're going to use it and it's going to last you a long time. This is an asset. This protects my head from the cold and the sun, and it blocks the sun. A paper napkin, you throw it in the garbage. You're wasting. You just for what? For what? See, there's no alternative to a hat, except maybe like if I'm really broke, I can put a towel over my head. Country baller, Dr. Buttooth, his first 4 years were awful. Really? What makes you say that? A lot of people says they saved money during those 4 years. I don't see how. I mean, we had COVID. Nikki Snyder, yet will anyone in the Red Hat Club later analyze whether or not tariffs brought any manufacturing back? It doesn't matter. Let's say they don't bring manufacturing back. Fine. It's okay. You don't have to bring it here, but you're gonna have to pay taxes to do business in America, like all businesses pay taxes. Businesses in America don't do business for free. It costs them money to do business in America, right? They got to pay for power. They got to pay for all kinds of stuff, taxes, regulations. They get inspected, all kinds of different loopholes they have to jump through, where an importer from another country is exempt from that. Exempt. They don't have to do any of that. And they're doing business in America for free because they people are convinced that tariffs are going to hurt Americans. When they don't realize that when a company in a foreign country doesn't pay taxes or tariffs or duty, they're doing business in America for free. You understand that? We all pay taxes. We don't live here for free, Americans. Right? Whoever goes to work, no matter how much you make, you're paying taxes. Even a kid with a work visa, with a work permit, pays taxes. But yet, people want to convince you that tariffs are going to hurt Americans and don't realize that all you're doing is when you say you don't want a foreign company to pay taxes in America, is that you're enabling them to do business here for free. Good, stay in the country that you're in, but pay taxes according to the taxes that the companies in our country, America, pay taxes. You understand what a tariff is now? That's why Donald Trump wants to say everyone's going to pay. That's it. No one's, because why would we give these companies a free ride? What is the point? So if you can't afford something, don't buy it. If you can't afford something, cut something out that's useless out of your life, like paper towels and napkins and paper plates, because you have plates in your house and metal forks. Just wash them. Shane Lewis, Linda, you are wrong. Oh, what did Linda say, Shane? Linda Arnold, sir, you're wrong. You, the consumer, pay the taxes. Trump, I'm the consumer. Okay, Linda, listen to me again. When you lift a tax burden on a foreign company and they're able to import their products into America, they're doing business here for free. You understand? Now, a company in America that's trying to sell the same product, like shoes, this company's American to make shoes, but they don't, like in China, they're not paying tariffs, but a company in America has to pay taxes. So the foreign company is exempt from paying to do business in America, where American companies are forced to pay to do business in America by way of taxes and regulations. Same like the American people. If we want to live in America, unless we go on welfare, right? And you want to work and you want to go, gain wealth in life, you have to pay taxes. You can't do it for free. It's not a free ride, but why would you agree to give a free ride to foreign companies? What is the point of that? Why should they be exempt from paying to do business in the United States of America? I just said Canada, we have a $200 billion trade deficit. So basically, we're absorbing, American people are paying the tax burden for the Canadian importers. where Canada has 57 billionaires. Why don't they, if Canada is so concerned about their government or their people, why don't they tap into the 57 billionaires they have and tell them, use your money, make them pay more taxes, take their money. Don't ask me to pay more taxes to cover Canada, to help Canada, because basically that's all you're doing. You're helping a foreign country who really doesn't give a shit about America to do business in America for free, and we have to absorb their debt that they're not paying taxes to do business here. Like my friend was on here earlier, we were in a live stream, and he was on the panel. He told me that he lives in Maine, that Canadians, truck drivers with Canadian trucks, insurance and registration, I don't know, maybe they have American registration, drive into the United States and sell lumber here. There's probably tax-free. There's probably no taxes on that. So they're selling their lumber in America for free. They come in here selling the wood, and they're not paying any taxes. But American lumber companies are forced to pay taxes. That's why they can sell their lumber cheaper. It's cheaper for them to do business in Canada to bring the lumber here. But if there was a tariff that equaled the balance between Canadian lumberjacks and American lumber industry by way of charging them a tax, right? I mean, if it's costing the American lumber company 25% more to do business in America versus the Canadians, they're not paying anything to do business in America. You understand? That's not fair. That's why you see imported lumber, because even the Home Depot and lumber stores can't afford the American lumber because it's too expensive, because it's too expensive for them to do business. They have to abide by rules and regulations, EPA laws, how many trees they cut down. They got to replant the trees. Canadians, they have nothing to do with that. William Gregor, what do you mean bullshit? Paul Wallace, he doesn't know. What are you talking about? You're literally talking Canadians to do what Americans should. John Fresca, how you doing? Bad minimum wage increase is what causes price hikes. Well, I mean, if there's an industry like the food industry, they have to increase wages because nobody's going to work. Just don't work there. If you go to a job and they don't want to pay you, don't work there. I mean, how does McDonald's expect to hire somebody to work for 4 hours and pay them, let's say, $12 an hour? I mean, would you go work there? I wouldn't. I'd rather stay home. You're going to go there and make $48 for a whole day. You're going to wait around all day just to go to work like from 2 to 6 and then go home at night. Oh, I worked today. Oh, I made $50. Does that make any sense? No, tariffs, listen, you could keep the manufacturing in your country. You don't have to keep it here. Just pay what the companies in America pay. Pay your equal share. You want to do business in America, then you're going to pay rent like everybody else. All the storefront businesses you go to, laundromats, pizzerias, Chinese restaurants, all these businesses you go to, like you go to an office building, they're all paying rent. Right? How come foreign companies can come here and do business with no overhead? Not even tariffs. Oh, because it helps the American consumer? That's bullshit, if you ask me. That's because you don't realize that Walmart, like we don't have, like Walmart, they're the ones importing all the stuff from China. 90% of the stuff that Walmart sells and Target and all the dollar stores, it's all imported from China. It's to their benefit. So what they do is, instead of taxing, then a lot of the things that they sell aren't even taxed. Like all the clothes in Walmart in my state, they're not even taxed. So what does my state do? They put taxes on my property. They make me pay because Walmart can lobby the government to lift the tax burden on the companies that they're buying from in foreign countries. So they can sell the thing for more money so they can make more money. It's about them making a bigger profit. It's not about them lowering goods. How much things everybody's complaining how food is so expensive. And there's no tariffs on food. So why are things expensive? Because the farmers are price gouging? Well, the farmers have a lot of overhead, more so than importers. Free Palestine. Learn to spell, Joker. Joker says learn to spell. There's a lot of people here. I could bring up one guest. I don't know who. Let's see, maybe somebody who's super who oh, I showed it. All right, we can't say things like that. How do we hide this? There we go. Shane, I mean, you can't just say F, P. You got to say it in a way where it's not. It's in code. I mean, the Shane Lewis. Why would you say that? The Boston Tea Party was mainly a peaceful protest. Yeah, I mean, so how else can we protest? By stop buying disposable items. Yeah, just stop doing it. I'm even saying, like, if you really want to be hardcore, stop buying plastic bags for your garbage. Find another way, burn it. Find another way, bury it in your backyard. You know what I mean? Stop buying plastic bags. Find other means of disposing of your garbage. Darren Muir, I'm from Scotland. How you doing, Darren? Welcome to America. Kevin Ritzy, buy American. Oh, buy American. But you need to become, because see, when they say the top one, like today I saw Bernie Sanders, right? That fucking the top 1%, the inequality of wealth. Meanwhile, he's made so much money as a politician. He never even held a job. He owns like 4 houses. Why don't you sell all your shit and give it to these poor people that you're so concerned with? Who's going to pay for all these poor people? You don't want to pay. So what they say is that the top 1%, the top 5%, right? They pay all the taxes. They don't, but what we are is we're the 90% consumers. Without us, they don't do business. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You have to be a consumer and stop buying disposable items. Stop it. Hey, get out of it. Look around your house. I don't need that. I can do something else rather than buying that. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own household cleaner with a little vinegar. Look, go on YouTube. People make household cleaners all the time without buying it. So the less shit you buy, that's when they start thinking, what's on these people's minds? When you hit them in the pocket with these big corporations, when you hit them in the pocket and they ask you, why aren't you buying paper towels? Why aren't you buying napkins or plastic or bottled water? I can't afford it. I don't have any money. I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my phone bill. I can't pay my taxes. I have no money. I got to cut something out. I'm not buying paper towels anymore. And then you're going to see kitchen towels go up in price because right now they're cheap. You go to the dollar store, buy 4 for $1. When people stop buying kitchen towels, they'll probably be $4. You know what I mean? They'll go up in price and they'll stock more. They don't even stock a lot because nobody buys them. People buy paper towels. They stock a lot of paper towels because they know your spending habits. Yes, they know what you do through your credit cards. Through your credit cards. They know everything you buy through your credit card. When you go to the store and you put that food on a credit card, they know exactly what you bought in the store, knows exactly what to continue to buy. So when you stop buying paper towels, they're going to buy less paper towels. Tariffs only make foreign products more expensive to the U.S. consumers, giving American-made products a market it will now be able. Leland Coleman. It doesn't matter if they're more expensive. Just don't buy them. What do you really need right now? What do you? All you really need is food to pay. Your main thing is you got to pay your rent or mortgage. You have to, right? If you have to drive, you got to pay for your car. Those are the main things you should be concerned with. And then you need food. That's it. That's all you really need. If you really want to kick them in the ass, cancel your cable. Stop paying for cable TV. I know a guy who pays $450 a month for cable. 450. I says, bro, you're out of your fucking mind. Oh, my kids watch this and I like sports and books. You're gonna pay almost $6,000 a year. You could buy a new car. What is so important than watching football? Stop watching football. See, that's another thing. You want to hurt them? You want to show them that you mean business? Stop watching sports. You're wasting your time. What do athletic leagues do for Americans? Nothing. They don't go to the government and say, why don't you lower their fucking taxes, their property taxes? They don't pay to help us. They don't give nothing back. What do they give to you? Go to a game, they charge you $15. They charge you $15 for a hot dog. How much is a beer at a football game? So you're gonna go there and cheer and wear their jerseys, and the owners are all billionaires laughing at you? Because they know if you don't go to the games and you don't watch, they're gonna go out of business. And that's perfect. That's because you need to show them that we're in charge, because we're the consumers. But when you continue to feed them, you're going to lose every time, because they're going to say, well, they're spending, they have the money, we could just keep raising our prices. They're not going to lower their prices at the football games or lower cable costs, because you continue to pay for it. You're watching it. What do you care about what do you care? What does football do for anybody anyway? President Trump will take taxes off my son. Yeah, exactly. See, Trump is the only one who's ever said we're going to eliminate taxes on Social Security. We're going to eliminate taxes on overtime. Right? He wants to give money to homeschoolers. That's incredible. So what he's trying to tell you is that he wants to change the whole education system. He wants to encourage more people to homeschool, to do away with this education that is bankrupting people who own homes. I got to pay 70% of my property taxes to fund schools. Not only that, the worst thing about it is that my town pays almost $10 billion a year for bus service, school buses. And if whoever was here the other day on my live stream, right, when we took a ride in the car, I showed them how there was a bus that was almost empty. And this township is paying this fucking bus service out of my money, $9 million. You can't even vote on it. You should be able to vote on that. Do we want to continue bus service? No, that's it. We don't need bus services. Pay for your kid's own car. And you know what? If there's somebody who's really, really in need of their child being picked up, then they can have like a carpool. That's it. Have a carpool. Have somebody, like a humanitarian thing, go and pick the kid up and pay them whatever it is. Just give the citizens some money. Don't give these bus companies all this money. That's $12,000 a student per year to ride the school bus, 188 days a year. That's more money than it would cost for a taxi to pick up the kid from home and do round trip. That costs more. Drill, baby, drill. Yeah, we need more oil. Come on, guys, let's tap the like. Let's give some thumbs up. Let's show the YouTube that we mean business and we like the live. We're happy to be here. And when you give a thumbs up, that's what you're showing them. You say, hey, I'm here in this live stream and I think it's pretty good and I'm having a good time. And here's my thumbs up. Let's see if we can get 100 again. We have over 200 people and we could easily get over 100 thumbs up tonight. Well, the life is trickle down, Michael Jones. That's what trickle down is. We live in a trickle down society. That's how it's always been. There's nothing conspiracy about it. Trickle down is the way it is, bro. You have a boss, right? He gets all the money and then he trickles it down to all his employees. It's the same thing. 4 more days. Yeah, we'll see Monday, right? How long until grocery? I mean, how do you think Donald Trump is going to lower grocery prices? How? How can he lower by lowering fuel prices? That's the only way. If you have to lower the expense to do business in America, that's how prices go down. You have to lower inflation. You have to make the dollar worth more than what it is. You can't just you can't force a company to lower their prices and not make money. That's absurd. How can I go to a company? How can Donald Trump go to a company and force them to lower price? Or they have to subsidize them. That's the only way. And then you're paying anyway. They're going to raise your taxes. I mean, it's so stupid. Well, when Donald Trump says he's going to lower grocery prices, he's going to try and lower fuel costs. He's going to try and lower their expenses. That's how. And how do you do that? You lower their taxes. You lower fuel costs. You can't force them to lower the price. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. How would you like it if somebody forced you to work cheaper? To say, oh, you know what? You work in a supermarket and we're going to have to lower the prices of the food in the supermarket, so we're going to cut your pay in half. How would you like that? You know, because the media is fucking stupid. You know, why would you ask the president, how are you going to lower food prices? What kind of a stupid question is that? And instead of saying, why do you think food prices are up? Well, because of inflation. What other reason could there be? Inflation. If you can't afford food, eat less. Yeah, eat less food. Eat less. Eat less. Eat cheaper food. Eat better quality food. Stop buying candy. Don't buy potato chips. Stop buying shit you don't need. Then food won't be expensive anymore. I mean, if you go to the supermarket and you buy a roll of paper, a packet of paper towels for $20, and you're not buying food, well, then hello, whose fault is that? Your fault. So food is not really that expensive. You're just buying other crap that's increasing your shopping bill, right? You're not just buying food in the supermarket. You're buying other crap like potato chips and cookies and cakes and this and candy, paper towels, paper plates, and then the bill is $200 in candy and paper plates and paper towels, but you didn't buy any food. So if you spent $40 on candy and potato chips and all that crap, you could have bought $40 in food. You could have bought $40 in pasta, pasta sauces, and steaks, and chicken, pork chops. That's cheap. Pork chops are cheap. Buy more pork chops. Pork chop is the cheapest meat you can buy, and it's healthy. It's good for you. Stop buying fucking ready-made food in the supermarket. I mean, you can go to Costco and buy a chicken for $5, ready cooked. That's cheap as hell, man. That's cheap. You can't even cook a chicken for $5. So don't complain that food is expensive because you're wasting your money on junk, on things you can't even eat if you go to the supermarket. Next time you go to the supermarket, just buy food. You're gonna see your grocery bill. Stop buying soda. Stop buying cans of soda. Fucking cans of soda are expensive. Bottled soda, stop buying it. And you'll see your grocery bill go down. I should take an economic course last 9:15. Yeah, I should, right? So it doesn't matter how much they spend. Is the manufacturers and the businesses should lower their prices to accommodate people wasting their money, stupid spending, right? That's what they should do. Okay, you're an economist. Did you tap the live stream? Yeah, stop buying stuff you don't need at the grocery store. I mean, you could even go as far as saying don't have a pet because pets are expensive. But I mean, I'm not going to go that far. You know what I mean? You need toothpaste. You could use, like I learned that you don't even need to put a toothpaste on your whole tooth. All you need is a little dab of toothpaste. That's it. Just a little tiny thing. And that brushes your teeth. That's all you need. Explain a tariff. A tariff is a tax imposed on a foreign company because they want to do business in America, where American companies pay to do business in America. So if you don't tax foreign companies to do business in America, they're doing business in America for free. When I go to work, I get taxed. The government taxes me. But you're trying to tell me that it's okay for a foreign company to do business in America for free. They don't have to pay anything. But everybody in the country has to pay. We got to pay. I already explained we have a $200 billion trade deficit with Canada, a $400 billion trade deficit with China, right? And yet Canada has 57 billionaires out of 32 million people. And who knows how many millionaires? There could be thousands of millionaires, thousands, and people with money. Why don't Canada, if they're so hard up for money, why don't they fucking tap into the billionaires they have and tell them, oh, let's go. We're going to tax them, tax your billionaires. Don't expect the American people to lift the burden of taxes on your imports. And then we have to pay for it. You understand? Come on, guys, 21 thumbs up. Let's get up to 100. Wow, it's hot. Holy, I got to lower the heat. Hold on. Let's hit that thumbs up, guys. It's easy. It's a nice thing to do. We're having a good time. It's all good. This guy just plots. What's up, James Davis? I plotted on my seat. A tariff is a tax the importer must pay to bring goods into the country. The good The good costs now more for the importer. They pass the extra cost to the customer. You $10 fee that costs you. Okay, so what about companies in America? Don't they pay to do business in America? Don't they pay rent to manufacture stuff and taxes, and they have to abide by regulations and all these laws? But yet you're saying that, so that doesn't raise their price, their cost to do business. But yet you're turning around and trying to say that if an importer is going to cost me more money, it's going to cost me more money anyway, because if I just said we have a trade deficit of $200 billion, who's paying that tax? That $200 billion needs to pay taxes. So they take the money out of the American people to cover the taxes that they're forgiving the Canadian importers and the Chinese importers, the Mexican importers. We're paying it through taxes and inflation. The government is not making money. They're borrowing money to make up for the deficit of stating that we're not going to tax importers because it's going to cost Americans more money, but we're going to print money to make up for the lack of revenue that we're experiencing from losing money from not collecting the taxes and allowing these businesses to do business for free in America. Unassigned. I got a spammer calling. Oh, no. What about that? Well, KR, I mean, do you really think that Americans, my town, should pay $9 to $10 million a year for bus service? That it should that poor people who can't afford to buy homes because property taxes are through the roof. People lose their homes because they can't pay property taxes because they continue to go up because bus companies want more money. Workers want more money. You think that the town should pay $12,000 a student? You think that's fair? And then it's not even every kid can ride the bus. There's only a limited amount of kids that can ride the bus because it's called a bus route. If your kid is not in that bus route, your kid ain't getting picked up. They have to walk to school, or you got to drive to school while other kids are being picked up on the bus, and you're still paying the bus tax. It's a bus tax. Peter Herzog, what do you think your property taxes go to? Schools? 70% go to schools. Yeah. Where Donald Trump is trying to lift the burden of school tax. How? By encouraging homeschooling. Yeah. That's why he's going to give money for parents who homeschool. Yeah. You know how much it costs to homeschool a child through this state? $160 a year. Yeah. So basically all your children have laptops. They log in and the parent buys the curriculum from the school for $160, and whatever the kids learn in the school in their town, they learn it on the computer. They did it during COVID for a year and a half. Kids didn't go to school, but yet we still paid school and property taxes on schools, even though there was no school buses. Right? They must have got paid for doing nothing. There was they didn't have to turn the heat on. They didn't have any of that. They probably lowered their insurance costs for the year. How did they? It's the same curriculum. You just do it on a computer. That's it. There's a teacher and everything. It's the same thing. I mean, I don't see why homeschooling is so bad, especially for high schoolers. Once you graduate middle school, right, and you're pubescent, you know how to read and write, you know how to use a computer, you got a cell phone, you're a computer savvy. All kids are. All kids know how to turn on a computer, go to a web page, log in, and all of that shit. They could easily do it at home too. You know what I mean? And the dropout rate will be the same because kids drop out of high school regardless if they're homeschooled or they're going to school. They just don't go. They cut out of school. The kid, you could pick the kid up in the bus. They'll walk off the bus and just walk away. That's it, and walk away, and like 3-4 kids will go do whatever the fuck they want for the day. There's no truant officers. Who pays the Wi-Fi? The majority of people have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is cheap. I mean, I'm paying through T-Mobile $20 a month for unlimited internet. $20 a month for a hotspot, the box. I mean, with stupid Comcast, actually, I'm going to cancel that too. I'm going to call T-Mobile and see if I can get it here. Because the cable company's charging me $90 a month. What about all the Well, there won't be any pedos anymore. There won't be any in school. The kid will be home. They'll be safe. They'll be free from school gun violence. There won't be any more teachers molesting kids like we just discovered that a teacher got pregnant from one of her students. But think of what happened. One of her high school students got her pregnant. Yet we're treating that kid like a child, when in reality he wants to be a grown man. We're holding these kids back, right? This kid is already whacking and banging, impregnating a woman because he's a man. It's not the woman's fault that that kid is attracted to her or they're attracted. He's a man. You know, that's what he wants to do. I mean, it's really, I don't think, I don't believe in 3 CPOs, but what that woman did was wrong to go after that kid. But the kid didn't complain. He was all for it. So what they're doing is they're oppressing people to be kept as children until they're like 21 years old. When are these people going to grow up? They're literally oppressing them through school. Oh, you're a kid. You're a child. You're still a child, mister. Oh, go to lunch. Oh, can I go to the bathroom? Yeah. Do your homework. Be quiet. Don't chew gum in school. Now they want to take away their cell phones. In school, they want to take away their cell phones. I wonder why. There's got to be a reason why. It's parents in society that want children and not adults. Well, because the education system wants to keep them as children. And then they want to send them to college so these universities could make money. A lot of kids can go to college online. A lot of kids do that. They don't go to college. They do it at home. They stay home and do college. What is the point of sending your kid to another building to learn the same crap that they can learn on the computer and stay the fuck home? Why travel? Why waste your time? Some kids travel an hour to go to school. They're exhausted. Oh, class starts at 8 a.m. When you can just get up at 8 a.m., start school whenever you want, finish the program whenever you want, and finish college, or even do it faster. You could do it even faster. You can spend more time on the subject that's on the computer. So let's say the class is 40 minutes. You could do it in 80 minutes. You can stop it. You can rewind it. You can go slower. Doing it online is better because they can have tutorials and all of that stuff. College is the biggest racket I've ever seen you to learn, but it is overpriced. Right. It is. And universities need students. They need students. And that's why they want to take women out of the family role, out of the household, so they go to college. I was watching a show. There was this woman. She was PhD, wrote a book, and no kids, never married. She's like 44. Now she wants to have a family because she wrote some stupid book about nutrition. Bro, here's the true facts about nutrition. The less you eat, the better. That's all you need to know. There's no eating healthy. There's eating less. There's no such thing as eating healthy. The less you eat, the less frequent times you eat, the less junk food, empty calories you eat, that's healthy. That's it. You don't have to eat organic. You don't have to eat all you got to do is eat less. If you buy a steak that big, eat a little piece. Make a little pasta on the side. Have a little salad. That's it. End the story. Food is what makes you unhealthy. The more food you eat, the unhealthier you're going to be. Period. Because food is toxic. Food creates acid in your system and makes you sick and gives you ulcers and indigestion. You shit constantly because you're constantly eating. So you're constantly wiping your ass, right? That's what makes you sick. Food. The less you eat, the thinner you are, the less your heart got to beat, the less you digest. You're healthy. You know, that's it. It's not what you eat, it's how much you eat. You can't eat an organic banana and then eat a fucking Twinkie. It doesn't work that way. You can't eat an organic apple and then eat ice cream. It doesn't work that way. Or eat organic ice cream. There's no such fucking thing. I'm sorry. That's just stupidity to think that ice cream is organic. You can't eat a cheeseburger with organic ketchup. That's absolutely ridiculous. That is the dumbest thing I ever heard. I went to my friend, he had organic ketchup. I'm like, bro, you fucking stupid. My mind is, why would you buy organic ketchup? How can ketchup be organic? It's a product. It's made in a factory. How can it be organic? Everything is organic. We're organic. They can call anything organic, really. Why? Because they say they don't. You have to use pesticides. There's no ways around it. If you don't use go grow a garden and don't use pesticides. See what happens to your garden. You don't fucking get eaten alive. Everything. The bugs will come and wow, eat it all. So how would they protecting unless you do like hydroponic in an enclosed house where you don't let any bugs in, there's screens everywhere, you know what I mean? And then you're growing shit on the lights. That's unnatural. You're adding nutritions to water, which is unnatural. How is that organic? How is that healthy? Go sit in the corner and put your dance. Go sit and put your dance. Why am I wrong? How do you know what an organic banana is? If the fruit that you eat doesn't have seeds, it's GMO. No matter what they call it. If you go to the supermarket and you buy bananas or anything without seeds, that's all GMO, even if it says organic. You are a perfect example of a crap American diet. Why, eating less is a crap American diet? So buying a whole pizza and eating the whole fucking thing is healthy? Gluten free. I was watching this TikTok and this guy was right. He owns a pizzeria. And he said that the reason why there's gluten in pizza in dough is because they don't let it ferment. So what he does is he takes his dough and he lets it ferment overnight, or for 2 days he lets it ferment, and the fermentation breaks down the glucose molecules. I believe it. That's why they say like sourdough. Well, I guess that would be the thing, like to let the dough rest for a couple of days, then you bake it, because now the glucose molecules are being broken down. William Gregory, bullshit. Fat guy advisor. Me? I'm not a fat guy advisor. I'm a fat guy. Actually, I lost weight. I haven't been eating ice cream and desserts. I just been eating regular food. Still bitching? Yeah, I'm always bitching, Jeffrey. You know me. I'm my own bitch. Well, I got new shoes. You want to see them? Limousines for the feet. Fucking nicest, most comfortable pair of shoes I ever bought in my life. Look at this. Wow. These are Johnston and Murphy. Not cheap, but comfortable and warm. Wow. And waterproof. And waterproof. Wow, such a nice. I'm gonna go buy another pair because they may stop making them. Look at that. These are so nice. See, like you're better off not buying crap and buying better things, like better clothes. You know what I mean? Better. Like me, I go out, I try to buy good clothes that's gonna last. You know, like shirts like this. These are good shirts. What do you do? I'm a YouTuber. I'm a broke YouTuber. I don't get super chats. Nobody donates to my Cash App. Nothing. I'm a broke YouTuber. Fake news. Hey Matt, what's up? JohnAvanti, that's my other channel. If you guys would like, subscribe to that channel. So we have 110 people, 129 people. Come on, guys. Let's give a thumbs up for the host of the Mostest. Keep up the good work, sir. Thank you, William. Marissa, hey, we got Marissa in the house. Is it Gore-Tex lining? I can suggest better shoes. Only buy Goodyear welted shoes. Oh, I never knew that. I don't know if it's Gore-Tex. It just says weather. They're probably not like waterproof like we have, like my I have army boots that are Gore-Tex inside. Those things are dry. Like if I gotta work and I'm in the snow a lot and my feet are gonna be cold and wet, I wear those boots. Those things are like serious water. I mean, you open it up, it says right inside Gore-Tex. Kevin Ritzy, good night, paisan. State buono. Come on, guys, give it thumbs up so more people come in here. So we keep the chat going. Or else it's gonna die out and then I'm gonna jump off. We pay more, tariffs are bad for us, good jobs actually said it. They don't know what they're talking about because all you're doing is when they don't pay tariffs, they're doing business in America for free, right? When people go to work, they pay taxes. They have a job and it's not free for them to work in America. You understand? You can't come here and work for free. You got to pay the government when you work. Why are these foreign companies tax exempt? Basically, that's what it is. Those companies are tax exempt. Do you understand? And the excuse they use is that it's going to cost the consumer more money. But if there's a $400 billion deficit with China and 200 billion with Canada, who's going to pay that money? You know what that means? A deficit? That means they're not paying taxes on that $400 billion. Who's going to pay it? You are, the American people. And when they don't collect taxes on that money, they print money, driving the dollar down even more and more and more and driving inflation up. POTUS don't care. Canada of America. Well, Canada is a pretty bad name for a country. Look, this is what Canada means. What does Canada mean? Canada is a country in. What does the name Canada mean? It means village. In Iroquois, Huron and Iroquois, it means village, settlement. What the fuck kind of a name is that? At least America is named after one of the explorers on Christopher Columbus's boats, Amerigo Vespucci, right? Canada just means settlement. They should change the name of it. What was the alternative name for Canada? Oh, this would have been better. They were going to call it New France. Yeah, but the French are just not smart people. They were going to call it New France. They were going to, before Canada was officially named as such, it was known by many names, including New France, Albinora, and Tuponia. Albinora. Yeah, France. I mean, settlement. So from now on, if you're an American, instead of saying it's Canada, call it settlement. Village. Hey, where do you live in? Village? You live in settlement? What? What settlement? The settlement. Settlement. You live in settlement. No, I live in Canada. No, you live in settlement. If you translate it to American, it means settlement. Call it Canada. New France. You know, if they changed it, they can call it New America. They should have called it Columbia. Yeah, they should have called it Columbia. That would have been a much better name, Columbia. Like Colombia in South America, but they already took it. Village people. Good one, William. They're the village people. The Canadians are the village people. All the Canadians here are hating on me now. You bastard. I'm going to tell Trudeau. Marissa, John, would you know why I like you even though you're utterly clueless about that? No, why? Marissa. Hi, Ann. How Ann is here. Hi, Ann. Hi, Ann. Do you know you're part of the village people in Canada? Because the American translation for Canada is village. From Huron. Huron's named it village. Yeah, a giant country like that called village. The village people. We are the village people, Canadians. No, Amerigo Vespucci was not on any Christopher Columbus's voyages. Vespucci and Columbus were contemporaries, but they undertook separate expeditions. Okay, Jay, I thought he was with him. I got to look into that. Let's look that up. Was Amerigo Vespucci with Christopher Columbus on any of his voyages? Amerigo Vespucci was not on any of Christopher Columbus's voyages, but he did help prepare for Columbus's third voyage. Vespucci was an Italian-born Spanish explorer and navigator who sailed on his own expeditions to the New World. An Italian-born, so he was Spanish. See, he was an immigrant. He migrated to Italy. Vespucci. Well, that's Italian to me. That's not Spanish. Now, if his name was Lopez, with Vespucci, I don't even know how they even get Spanish. Where the fucking come from? Vespucci was an agent for the Medici family who sent him to Seville, Spain, to manage their ship outfitting business. Vespucci helped outfit ships for Columbus' second and third voyages. Vespucci joined an expedition led by Alonso de Ojeda in 1499 to explore the coast of the new landmass discovered by Columbus. Vespucci is believed to have discovered the mouth of the Amazon River on this voyage. Vespucci led a Portuguese expedition in 1501 and 02 to the coast of Brazil. He may have discovered Guanabara Bay, Rio de Janeiro's Bay, and the Rio del La Plata. See, you learn something new every day. Spain made a wrong turn. Well, Spain was stupid. I mean, to go there and because they just run by idiots. Spain, like today, is run by foolish people. That's why they're broke. Back then, they were run by, people who didn't want to work, lazy people, right? All they wanted to do, why would you go to war with England? What is the fucking point? Like, what are you going to war? What are you fighting the English for? The English need you because Spain produces a lot of food. England doesn't produce shit. Marissa, John, I like you, even though you're utterly clueless about tariffs because you're always positive and try to be kind for the most part. Well, thank you, Marissa. That was very kind of you. Come on, guys, let's hit the thumbs up. Let's get some likes in here. Let's get some thumbs up. Sell your trash to them. You seem to enjoy it. You should have deported him. As a Californian, I'd be happy to be annexed by Canada. Really? Well, I think if the United States is going to get split up, Canada is going to lead the way. I mean, that state is so corrupt, it's not even funny. You know, the United States should stop giving them money. They just should stop giving them money. They're all like woke. They all demand shit. Stop giving them money. That's it. That's it. You're on your own. Columbus did not discover America. Who did, Joe? Fact, Joe. California might leave. Yeah, it might. It's going to be one of the first states to succeed from the Union because of debt. See, like, America is going to be in so much debt that we're going to stop giving money to California. California is going to be in so much debt that they can't pay the taxes to the government. So they're just going to split. They're just going to, that's it. Nobody can help each other. They're just going to break off. So, as a seat of culture, you're not going to visit Spain, John? No, I would love to visit Spain. I just can't right now because I'm paying child support. You know what I mean? I would love to take a 2-month trip. I'd be in debt for 8 months to my ex. I'm a prisoner of child support. I'm basically a prisoner. You know, I had children and now I'm a fucking prisoner. And I'm in debt to my ex until fucking, I don't know when. Either I die, you know, or my kid is finally on her own. And then I'll be a free man. But right now, I'm a prisoner to child support. I'm a prisoner to the state. Like, if I don't pay child support, they'll come and arrest me. Yeah. They'll take my license away. They'll take my passport. They'll close. They'll seize my bank accounts. I'll get fucked. But my ex can spend the child support any way she wants. She can do whatever the fuck she wants with it. She can give it to a boyfriend. She could do whatever she wants. But I have to pay without knowing what she's doing with it. And I don't even get like a break to say, like, well, you know, you get a break like 1 week a month. You know what I mean? You got to pay every week. So if I went to Europe for 4 weeks, I'd come back, I'd probably have the police sitting outside waiting to arrest me. I'd have letters from the state that would be piled up to the ceiling that I got to go to court. They would ruin my credit. It would go on my credit report that I owe child support. Yeah, like when I went to buy my house, the bank was like, "Oh, you owe." No, I says that's the way it is. You always owe. You're always a little bit behind on child support. So I had to get a letter and this. I'm like, you don't fucking know this. Your house would be sold. Oh yeah, they'll take everything from me. Everything. My friend lost his job. He couldn't find another job because whatever. So they took him to court and he told Your Honor, I don't have a job. He goes, okay, good. You'll owe her the money. Owe her the money. There's not even any relief for the man. The poor guy doesn't have a job. He was older, right? The judge didn't say nothing. It's like, fuck you. You're going to pay the money whether you like it or not. Wouldn't like Europe, John. I would love you to go. I've been to Europe before. I've been all over the world. When I was single, I used to travel all the time, all over. When I got married, my life was over. I married the wrong woman. Basically, I married a fucking, that instead of helping me and standing behind me, she fucked me. She cheated on me. I think she got pregnant and then came home one day and said that she had to get an abortion because she was iron deficient. So the doctor recommended she get an abortion. She was probably fucking around. When I went to work, the guy would come over, bang her in the ass, and then he just shot his load in her. He didn't even like pull out. Like it's like fuck this bitch. I'll just get her pregnant. Really fuck her life up. No, I have joint custody. That means nothing. The kid lives with her. I have no. They never ask me. The only time they notify me is when they want money. That's it. They never say, "Oh, this, that, this. What do you think of this?" Well, it's just fuck you. They do whatever they want. I'm nobody. I'm just a fucking asshole who got to pay child support. There's no way. And the courts where I live are completely against the men, because what happens is you can help me avoid child support. How, Marissa? Basically, what happens is when you go to court and you go to child court or family court, the more money the courts show on the books that they collect, the more money, the more funding they get. You understand? The more funding they get. They need to fuck the men over to take their money. That's just the way it goes. Ouch. Yeah, that's how it is. The men are abused in this country. Like people say, like people are oppressed. Men are oppressed. I mean, how can they take your money, give it to somebody, and not even care what they're using the money for? How? How is that fucking possible? There's no mediation. There's no like, okay, so you paid me 150. I used all that money for rent. Because now if you can live on this budget, then I shouldn't have to pay that much. You know what I mean? Shouldn't go like how much I make. So I have to I can't make more money in my life and keep it or being based on what I made when we got divorced. If you get divorced and you start making more money, you want more child support. It's fucking crazy. Like, how much does a kid need? How much does a kid need? A room costs what? I mean, even renting a room is expensive. But my ex doesn't pay that much in rent. I pay all of fucking rent. All of it. We're not appreciated at all. Not at all. That's not how it's supposed to work. I went with a lawyer. My lawyer fucked me. He was an asshole. I paid the guy $3,000 and he was like a freaking worm in court. I was like, dude, why did you even show up and take my money? Then he's asking me for more money. I was like, fuck you. I could have went there myself and got the same thing because the courts don't give a shit. They don't care because they know, the judges, that the only remedy you have after the court stole your money is to take them to a higher court. And that costs money. So they don't give a shit. They have no fear. They don't care. There's no judge is going to question their action. You know what I mean? So they could do whatever the fuck a judge told me. You don't like it? Sue me in a higher court. That's what he said, right to my face. They even told me you can't retire. He says, you can't retire. It's like, what? Like, it's so important that I continue to pay. Like, how much do I have to pay? How much? How much do I have to pay? It should be like a minimum. That's it. A maximum that you pay. Like, how much does a kid need? 150 a week? How much does it cost? 175? If you get a divorce, the woman should have a responsibility on her own. That's yours. You knew you wanted that divorce, right? There's no fault. You can get people can get divorced for no reason at all. Yeah, I'm screwed. Yeah, if hopefully my daughter dropped out of high school and didn't go to college within the next 2 years, then I'm clear. But if she goes to college, I'm fucked. I can be paying until she's 24. It's insane. It's insane. They make you pay child support for adults. 21 years old. The kids in college, you're paying child support? How is that fucking possible? Child support should end at 18. If the kid wants to go to college, go pay for it your fucking self. Why do I got to pay for your college? How am I entitled to pay for your college? How is that even possible? Why should I be? I got to pay child support plus pay for the college? What out of your mind? Nobody paid for my college. I joined the military. Mandatory DNA test. No, she's my kid. She looks exactly like me. That's why people don't want to get married. These fucking courts, these crazy judges are psychotic. They're insane. Insane. They just want, like, oh, it's for the benefit of the child. Oh, yeah, right. But the mother can do whatever she wants for the money, with the money. Show what you spend the money on. You got to keep records. If you can't keep a record, then the courts should give you the money and ask for, here, I got this bill. Okay, here's the money. That's it. Not that you let them spend it like a wild person on drugs. These women, they spend their money on all kinds of shit. Doing their hair, buying cars, drugs, this, that. That's not for the child. California is the largest contributor to federal tax revenue among all the U.S. states. So why is it broke? Why is California broke if they're making so much money? Whatever California gives to the federal government, the government gives it right back to them. With all their migrants and all their fires and all their national disasters, all their problems. Like they were trying to build a train and they never built it. The government lost hundreds of billions of dollars giving them money to build that train. George Carlin. Laugh out loud. Yeah. What about that train California wanted to build? They never finished it. It's just sitting there, unfinished, with billions of dollars the federal government gave them. So whatever they pay the federal government, America gives it right back to them. They get it all back. And Hollywood is probably tax-free. They probably don't pay any taxes. There's no such thing as gold. I mean, that's not true. California contributes more after all than any other state, even after all those. How do you know? I mean, you know how much money it costs the government to maintain California? A lot more than what they pay out. Believe me. Then California has one of the largest populations in the country. I mean, they got almost 40 million people. 40 million people. They produce a lot of food, right? And they eat a lot of food themselves. I mean, they're feeding 40 million people. I mean, they produce a lot of wine, but you got to think about it. If they're producing a lot of food, they're feeding 40 million Californians. You think they're feeding New Yorkers? No. They don't feed us. They're feeding like their own little surrounding area because how much food do you think they could produce? Right, but they have a deficit. Doesn't matter what their GDP is. They owe money. They're spending more than what they bring in. You understand? So regardless of what they produce, they're spending more than what they produce. It's like me. If I spend more money, right? People go buy a new car. How can I buy a new car? I'm paying child support. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying my bills. But if I went and bought a new car and paid $500 a month, now I'm tapping into the money that I'm able to save and pay my bills. You understand? Now I'm tightening my shirt. Now I got a new car. I got higher insurance payments. So I don't buy a new car. I keep driving my car. That's it. You know, you see what I'm saying? So if I had to pay like another $600 a month, right, on top of what I'm paying to my ex. Now, if I wasn't paying my ex, maybe I'll buy a new car, maybe. You know what I mean? Because I'll have a fucking lot of money left every month. I could buy another house with what I pay her. You know what I mean? So I have to live according to my budget, right? So so basically what I did is I bought a truck, cash, so I have no payments, and it's a nice truck, and I have my car that's paid for. So all my vehicles, I have two vehicles that are paid for, and they both run good. But I do want to get a vehicle that's like more fuel efficient. You know, like a Camry. You know, I see them, but they're very expensive right now. I saw the cheapest one I saw, a 2025 Camry that gets almost 60 miles to the gallon, was we had 33,000 miles on it. So, you know, maybe, you know, in a couple of months there'll be cheaper ones. You know what I'm saying? Because when they first came out, they're like 37,000 and they're really nice. But I have a Lexus GS with a 6-cylinder, runs great. It's fast. You know, it's got leather, heated seats. But you know, it's a little thirsty. You know, no, Marissa, he's on a roll. Let's not dog down on real facts. Wait, what did Marissa say? John, you shouldn't have paid cash. That is good. No, I mean, I don't think so. So basically, I bought a truck with 173,000 miles on it. A 2019 and a half, which is a 2020, Chevy Silverado. And it was in New Hampshire. So you ever hear that YouTube channel, Flying Wheels? I bought it from him. I did a video on it on my JohnAvanti channel. And it was a good deal. You know, so I bought a full-size truck with a full bed, towing, you know, rides beautiful, heated seats, heated steering wheel. It just had a lot of miles on it. So I could have bought the same truck. Basically, I saw the same truck with 36,000 miles and they wanted 32.5, or it had 64,000 miles. They wanted 32,500. So I was like, fuck that. Yeah, I'll buy this one for 18. So it cost me 19,000, you know, with paying taxes and everything. And the guy didn't charge me any dealer fees. So I think I got a good deal. And then somebody hit my truck. That's good price. The issue is you had a chance to lower your child support with the no. It goes by income. It doesn't go by that. You can't go to them and say, I mean, unless like you show you're really struggling, like you got, and I'm not. I mean, I'm not, because they'll just tell you sell your car. They'll say, now if you can't pay your mortgage and you're behind in your mortgage, that's different. You know, and you're paying, you try to stay afloat. But if you go out and you buy $100,000 truck, and then you go to the court and say, "Oh, I can't afford my truck," they're gonna say, "Well, sell it, get rid of it." That's my fault. Why did you buy $100,000 truck? I don't need 100,000. It's not like I own a business that I need the truck. Then maybe Marissa has a good point. You know, like if I had a business and I needed to spend $150,000 on a truck to run my business, and then I go to court and say, I'm broke, I have no money, I'm paying all these bills, you know, then they can't question the cost of the truck. But if it's for personal use, they're gonna be like, too bad. You know, that's like me going out and buying anything expensive and then asking the court to reduce my child support because I overspent what I could afford. Yeah, they calculate it by income. They call it family income. It's bullshit. It's illegal, unconstitutional class action lawsuits. Yeah, yeah, they gotta. It's fucked. It's gonna be too late for me. I'll be over it. But for the new people coming in, it's bullshit. True, but you're allowed to buy a primary. But I have a car. I have an RV. I have a motorcycle. I have a truck. Fight back on the Constitution. It's illegal. Yeah, that has nothing to do. Right. They don't give a fuck. Unless, like, you can go to court and prove that you're not making any money, you can't afford your mortgage, then maybe, you get the right judge. You know what I'm saying? But they'll tell you sell your house. They don't, they're ruthless. That's what they might say. Sell your house, get out. And then whatever money you make on the house, if you don't have a job, they'll make you pay for it through your bank account. They don't give a shit. They'll bankrupt you. They don't care. We love our kids and want to do the right. Yeah, but it's not even like doing the right thing by the kid. Like they need to hold the people who are collecting the child support, whether it's men or women, accountable and say, show us what you're using the money for. That's all I want. Just show me that it's being spent on my kid. Not that you're using it to go do your nails, do your hair, buy, new car, all right, new car. Buy clothes, but my kid lives in the basement. You know what I mean? Show me what you're doing with the money. And if you're not spending all that money on my kid, then you don't need it all. You'll fight the judge where you are boxing gloves. Yeah, the judge can even put you in jail. They believe me, these courts are horrible. Terrible. Well, I mean, it's a shame that people get married and get divorced. And they don't stay together. I mean, that's just the way. And some women, they don't haunt their exes like that. Mine is just a total fucking greedy bitch. I mean, she could have just took less. Like she doesn't even need the money. Yeah, but she wants to squeeze me as much as she can. That's what it is. Some women, they don't do that. Some women don't even want child support. Romero ATM, my gloves are stuffing my. Big dog, exactly. Fourth Amendment. It's violates. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. The people you pick in your life. You know, like look at these basketball players. How much they pay child support? It's insane. 10,000 a week, a month. Child support. 20,000 a month. It's fucking nuts. Hey, Mr. Cruz. Do you H-1B should be banned? Yeah. Why bring people in from other countries to work? What's the point? Like, who the fuck needs them? Oh, we can't find. No, you don't want to pay in people to work. So you want to bring in people to work for less. That's all that is. And the H-1B was so they can bring in people from India, people from foreign countries, and then eventually get them green cards and increase their population. So there's more of them. It was easier. It was easier to bring in those people through H-1B visas. Because the majority of them came from certain countries. Educate your own people. Get tired. Am I tired? A little tired. I mean, if people would give more thumbs up, I'd feel a lot healthier, but nobody wants to hit the thumbs up. Nobody wants the cash app. I need money for child support. Joanne is sick. I don't know if you guys know Joanne. She woke up sick this morning. So I made a soup. Deport these gang members. Go Trump, Jobs, Marissa, you have 4 vehicles. I'm not donating. Well, I mean, they're old. I don't have like new cars. My neighbor just bought the guy rents a room and he just bought a brand new Ford Bronco. He probably got it cheap because he traded in a Corvette, and Corvettes have high resale value. But still, I mean, why would you buy a Ford Bronco? You know? But that's all he's got. No one is gonna save you. Exactly. I'm gonna save myself. Deport, deport, deport. Well, we'll see. A lot of these people that come here are generally good people. I mean, they're good people, but they need to come in the right way. And we have immigration laws because we don't need all these people anymore. We don't need thousands of workers because you got to think of it like this. When you go to a construction site and they're framing the house, you don't see a lot of carpenters. Why? Because they have nail guns. So the guy with the nail gun can nail a lot faster than if he had a hammer. So then you would need more workers because they get the job done faster. They put up a wall, they lay out the wall on the floor, one guy lay it out, put it all together, 16 on center, whatever it is, and then they get the nail, go pop, 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 nail it all together. Boom. 5 minutes. So if he had to nail that, you would need 2, 3 guys to nail all that. Fucking guy would be exhausted. His arm would fall off. You understand? So now we have all these tools that eliminate workers like nail guns. They have now battery powered saws. So now you don't even need a guy on the ground yelling out sizes like, hey, give me a 16 3/4, 16 and a daughter, 16 and an ass is a half, right? 16 3/4, 3/4, right? You could do it right on the roof. The guy, all you got to do is they just bring the lumber up with the crane, and you got a battery powered saw, and just cut it right on the fucking roof, even with on a cord. Before they needed a guy on the ground, they don't do that anymore. It's not even cheap labor. It's just the fact that the machinery, the tools they have, eliminate the labor. They just eliminate. They have now, instead of measuring, they have lasers. You measure. It measures the whole fucking room. Boom, one shot. One shot. It's so easy. You see it on YouTube. Guys like doing bathrooms all by themselves because of the tools and the machines. Self-checkout. So what are these people going to do? What are they going to? How many of them are going to work in a restaurant? Restaurants are going to go out of business because in New York they have congestion pricing. No one's going to drive into the city anymore. It's going to cost you $50 just to go to the city. So people are going to be like, fuck it, I'll eat in my town. I'll eat in a restaurant local. And restaurants in Manhattan cost a fortune. And the food is shit. Restaurants in Manhattan cook horrible food because they can't afford to buy quality food because the rents are so high. I mean, they're paying $20,000 a month. What kind of food do you think you're gonna get? They're not gonna get good food because their overhead is insanity, insane. Isabella, I get all these trolls. Like, so they'll text me, "Hey, how you doing? It's been a long time no see." I'm like, "Who's this?" "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have dialed the wrong number. But how are you anyway?" And then they try to get you to invest. It's so stupid. Oh, block user, yeah. Price control. You can't control prices. That's illegal. Just let them charge whatever they want. Just don't buy it. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Period. Just don't do it. If you can't afford to buy clothes like for your children, go to the thrift shop. The kids' clothes are like brand new. How often you think those kids wear those clothes? Go to the thrift shop. People sell clothes on eBay cheap, cheap. Just don't buy shit. Like me, like I want to get the new. I want to, I'm thinking about, but I'm not going to buy it because it's too much money. It's like stupid for me to buy a car and spend $28,000. It's just dumb. Why would I do that? Right? Kids don't give a shit what they wear. You think kids care what they wear? They could care less. They don't even want to wear clothes. Half the kids I know, they take their clothes off. Johnny, that's a bot. Yeah, it's probably a bot, Marissa. Mike, do you need a guy? It's illegal in the government. Kids have Joey. If you think competition will bring prices from, well, competition always brings prices down. So, Benito, am I wrong that you don't need as many men on the job because you have tools that make you work faster, right? I mean, if you're doing a roof job and you're nailing, I mean, some guys nail fast, but you got a gun, pop, 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 pop. One guy can do like a half a roof by himself in one day because of the gun. Guys just work 10 times faster. It's just all it is. Even plumbers, like with all the tools they got today, and now they use PEX. They have crimping tools. They're not even sweating. Sweating pipes takes a long time. Believe me. I do plumbing, right? So when you connect pipes and you got to sweat them, they take a long time. And sometimes, if you don't sweat it right, you have a leak. But with the crimping, you're more likely to like pro press, right? You're more likely to not get a leak, and it's fast. And pro press, you can pro press it while you have a leak. They have pro press leak repair. So the tools they have today just make the jobs go faster. I mean, electricians, I don't know, because you still have to run the wire. You still have to go box to box, where framing is more straightforward. But plumbing is probably harder than electrical work. But electrical work, you do the work throughout the whole house because every room needs power and lights and smoke alarms and low voltage devices like thermostats. You know what I mean? Where plumbers, they basically work in two areas, like in the kitchen, and then everything goes to the stack. Where electricians, they work the whole fucking house. They got to set the service. And it depends. If the customer wants more lights, they're there longer. Takes more work. YouTube, Dave Robinstein, Joe Rogan competition. You never know, another perspective may change. Right. Competition is what we need. We don't need more taxes. We need more competition. And U.S. oil is not the type. They could refine any oil. That's all bullshit. Sweet oil, crude. The way they make gasoline is they boil the oil. That's what they do. They cook it. They heat it up, and the steam that rises. I mean, I saw this on YouTube. The steam that rises condenses the different, like diesel, then it condenses to gasoline, and then to make premium, they put additives in the gas. Or in the old days, they used to put lead in it. I don't know how, but they would put lead in it. Now they put ethanol in it. They put, that's all it is. So you could make any oil out of gasoline out of any oil, even diesel. You can make diesel out of any kind of oil there is, period. Corn oil, hemp oil, peanut oil, it can make diesel. Because it's a different system. They crack it. What they don't crack the oil to make the gasoline, and then once the oil is all cooked and it's done, then they make tires, they make asphalt, they make tar, they make plastic products. That's what they do with all the shit that's left over. They make sneakers, they make hats, or anything that's polyester. And the ethanol is running your vehicle. Yeah, ethanol is made out of corn. That's the stupidest thing. To put corn in like it's going to help the environment. So stupid. That's why the vapor is explosive, not the liquid. Yeah, the vapors are explosives. But in the refineries, that's what they're doing. They're cooking the oil and turn it into a liquid gas. Either they get diesel, then they make kerosene, and that's what the planes burn. They call it jet fuel. It's kerosene. Then they have natural gas. That's just natural gas that comes out of the earth. I mean, you could make a landfill and make ethanol through landfills, but they don't do that. William, the what? As much as a CV, they crack the molecule. They basically cook it. That's what it does. They boil it, and then the steam that comes out of it condenses into gas. Troll trucker, hey troll, what's up, troll? Huggers beware. Troll trucker. He's covering a lot of live streams, troll trucker. Come on, troll, did you tap this? Did you give a thumbs up? I bet you the troll did. They don't boil it? All right. Let me see. How is crude oil converted into gasoline? Crude oil is turned into gasoline through a refining process that involves heating, separating, and breaking down the oil molecules. How? Through heating. So they boil it. And the table is, they call it cracking, right? They're not literally cracking it. They call it cracking because at a certain temperature, you get different vapors. So it's cracked. That's all, but they're not literally like fracking. They're not cracking it. It's not boiled. All right, here. It's right here. Boiler, oil, crude, right? And then all the different levels of steam, right? That condenses at different levels. It turns into the products they need. But they basically cook it. They boil it. Well, when you distill something, what are you doing? Right? They're distilling the oil. It's right here, distillation. It's being boiled. That's what it is. They're cooking it, and then it cracks. That they call it crack. It's right. See, it says right here, cooker, right? And then they call it. Then when it hits a certain temperature, it starts to crack into whatever they want. Naphtha, gasoline, kerosene, gas oil or diesel, lubricating oil, heavy gas oil, residual. So they basically they just cook it. Who discovered that? I don't know. Who discovered to boil crude oil to make gasoline? William Burton, chemical engineer at Stanford Oil of Indiana, who developed the thermal cracking process that allows for significantly high gasoline yields from crude oil. This breakthrough is considered a key development in the early 20th century as it coincided with the rise of automobiles and fuel demands. Burton innovation involved applying high pressure during the distillation process, which cracked heavier molecules of oil into lighter gasoline molecules. They're not literally, they're cracking it through heat, by boiling it, right? I mean, Ann is not wrong, right? So that's what they cook the oil, they boil it. So the guy figured out he made a better distillery, a better way of maybe like a drip, and it would flow through in the heat rather than like burning it. It would make it explode into a vapor, and then there was a residue, and that's what's left over. Who knows? I mean, yeah, how to refine oil. Abraham Pineo Gessner, a Canadian. Why, hello, Canadian. A villager. A Canadian geologist developed a process to refine a liquid fuel from coal, bitumen, and oil shell. Wow. This is to refine oil. They beat us to it. A Canadian. Well, Canada in American means village. So Canadians are all village people. Are you a village person, Ann? Connor, future American, welcome to America, my friend. Welcome to the family. Dems argued about climate change while being okay with farmers. Different small farms. They fuck over farmers all the time. The government has no problem with that. We had oil in Petrolia, Ontario, before you had oil in Texas. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, America's loaded with oil. Just they don't want us drilling for it because the other people like Saudi Arabians, the people in the Middle East, they don't want us drilling because we'll drive the cost of oil down. It'll be worthless. I remember before the Gulf War, I heard an interview on the radio that one of the guys in America that was an oil driller, what do they call them? He was only getting $25 a barrel. It wasn't even worth it for them to get it out of the ground, just for $25 a barrel. You figure to get it out, have the men truck it, store it, sell it, all this bullshit, it wasn't even worth it. It doesn't matter if it's sweet or not. It's just sweet oil probably cracks at a lower temperature. That's all it is. With a thicker oil cracks at a higher temperature. So it's harder to crack. It takes longer, I guess. It's still oil. I hate Connors. That's where petroleum name comes from. Petrolia. Oh, see how good this live stream is? And no one taps the thumbs up. No one cash apps. I'm drinking water with a clove of garlic in it. It's pretty good. You could taste the garlic in the water. Wow. American oil has fewer impurities, higher value. Yeah. Like they say, Russian oil is not good oil. I don't know. Hitler wanted it. He invaded Russia to get the oil. Cocaine tastes better. Yeah, that's true, Marissa. Cocaine tastes better. 1,000,000 barrels per day, U.S. oil farming. Why waste good oil for home heating? But what are you going to waste it on? Who knows how much oil there is? I mean, we've been using oil forever. Imagine the Romans discovered oil. Like no one figured it out. They had oil back then. When they went into like the Middle East, I'm sure they found oil. They must have said, "What the fuck is that?" You know, they couldn't figure it out. Well, I don't think yeah, I guess they couldn't figure it out to distill it. I mean, they knew how to make wine, but that's not really distilling. What's renewable energy? What's a reliable source of renewable energy? I mean, the only one thing that I think is the most reliable is thermal energy. Thermal. So, like, if you live in a volcanic region and you can tap that heat, then you could do anything you want with it. That'll power machines and that'll produce steam. It's free energy. That's renewable. But the sun is unreliable. What are you going to do on a cloudy day or when it rains or snows all the time? You're not going to have any energy. See, in England, is it worth having solar panels? No, I wouldn't think so. It's always raining there. Hydro? Yeah, but there's not really enough hydro. It doesn't produce enough. Hydro doesn't produce enough to power like an entire country. It can only power just a small area. Burn oil and coal. Yeah. Well, they can make they can make energy out of all the garbage. Why don't they burn the garbage? Why don't they make refineries that burn? Why make mountains of garbage? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Nuclear energy, yeah. Technology is holding it. No, well, I mean, there's so many factors that's holding everything back. Like I think like electric cars, it's a bad idea. I mean, you're using lithium that's poison. You can't recycle a lithium battery. And they don't want to burn them, so they want to store them in caves. It's fucking stupid. You can't even recycle it. So when you take an electric car to the recycling plant, they have to take the battery out. Now, what do they do with that battery? What do you do with it? It's unreliable because there's so many batteries that any one of those batteries can go bad at any time. You don't even know. You're taking a chance. The best thing is a hybrid that you have a small battery, you know what I mean, that an engine charges it. And then you can go on 1 gallon, like the new Camry, 50, 55 miles per gallon. And you don't need a big giant battery like they put in these trucks. They fucking batteries are huge. There's like thousands but like in a Camry hybrid, there's just a small battery that's just enough to push you in acceleration where you burn most of your gasoline. And that's how you save gas. And on the highway, whatever. You know nothing about chemistry, my dude. Oh, really? How do you break down lithium batteries, my man, my guy? Make use of hydro. Yeah, I mean, but not like where I live. There's no hydro. They can. Hydro's the best thing. Especially like for air conditioning. But then again, you're digging up the earth. You know what I'm saying? You got to dig this massive pit, put the pipes, and then cover it all back up. And now you got all these pipes in the ground forever. And then if the pipes go bad or they rot, then you got to dig everything up again. I'm back.
the hell? Why would it do that? I had a little lag of Wi-Fi and it reset my clock. Sonia says, no, yeah, we all agree on nuke, but I mean, where are you going to build these nuclear plants? They have to be far away from people. You know, they're not doing it for a reason. I mean, because it's just cheaper to use generators with oil. That's basically what it comes down to. The ultimate end game is that when a generator breaks down, you could just fix it and nobody gets hurt. When a nuclear plant reaches its age, you're fucked. You're stuck with it. You can't even knock it down. it's they say it's radioactive. Black hole engine. Jack Benny used to have Roosevelt produce electricity from a stationary. Yeah, you could. Gyroscopes. Cause he was brought by Elon Musk. Birds aren't real. No? What's your name? Barodio? I was gonna bring up a guest. That's why the screen looks cropped the way it looks, because it if I bring up a guest, I move over and then it allows room for a guest. That's why the screen looks like that. I didn't see your comment, Jason. Johnny, how do humans become immune to the smell of our own farts, but not other people? Good question. Good question. I haven't farted today, so I couldn't tell you. Let's move on from you. XD. Thorium? I mean, none of that is sustainable energy like windmills and solar panels. Because once those things die, you can't even recycle them. They're just eyesores. It's going to cost the money that you spend installing a windmill for the amount of energy you extract. And then once it's expired, the amount of money you're going to Luigi, yeah, let's free Luigi. Hacking farts chemistry. There you go, Marissa. 40 thumbs up. Unbelievable. We had so many people in here and only 40 thumbs up. I can see you guys like to share love. You're very affectionate. Affection is by giving a thumbs up. The metal can be used for other things. Give us numbers to back your claims, Bobby, buddy. What numbers? Lucas Brown. Everybody, hello. Welcome to the live stream if I didn't say hello to you. I said you need to look into butanol. It's a plant-based, but it's close enough to carbon atom to run in your current car. Yeah, I agree. I mean, why did they kill diesel? I mean, they can make diesel out of anything. Hemp oil. I mean, they can make diesel out of corn oil. You know, instead of like making ethanol, they could have just made diesel fuel out of the corn oil. It would have been easier. Vegetable oil. You know, they can produce so much corn oil, it's not even funny. You know, then that would be a balance. So instead of making ethanol, they just make corn oil for diesel cars and even mix it. You know, just make the cars like the injection systems able to run on either refined diesel or corn oil. Why did Trump win? I I don't think Trump won in New York. Oh, he won New York City? I thought he lost New York. Oh, message held for review. Jason, you're an idiot. Why would you call Jason an idiot? I don't know why he called you an idiot, Jason. I don't think Jason's an idiot. I mean, he said something very intelligent. It's all good, see? Jason's a good guy. Nope, those tariffs will be passed on to the consumer. That's called capitalism says. So I'm going to repeat this. McCombs, you want foreign companies to do business for free in America, but you want to tax American companies. So they should pay taxes and rent and have regulations, but foreign companies shouldn't have any of that. Is that what you're saying? That's how you feel? So you want companies in China, Mexico, Europe, South America, Canada, sell their goods in America for free, where companies in America have to pay rent and it costs them money to manufacture. Lucas, you won both. Okay. That's not accurate, Johnny. You're confused about, oh my gosh, Marissa. You still don't understand tariffs? I've been explaining it. You're high, Connor. That's the misinterpretation, Johnny. I expect better. Oh, really? Really? So you also want foreign companies and billionaires to do business in America for free, while the rest of us pay taxes, even the workers. Okay. I wouldn't vote for you for president. Maybe for somebody who jumps out of a birthday cake, but not for president. Ann says, we've decided to consider it an amusing quirk of it. Oh, really? How could China have 1 trillion surplus trade? Oh, a fallacious argument, really? Well, I really don't understand how people want to allow foreign companies to do business in America for free and yet call on to the rich people to pay more taxes and companies in America to pay taxes. Wow. How nice of you. And you want me to pay taxes. Yeah. But the billionaires in those companies that want to import their goods in America so we buy it, they can do business here for free. Oh, wow. How American of you. I don't understand. I just explained it to you. Johnny, explain why the Great Depression got worse. It got worse because they started taxing people. Everybody's depressed even more because they got to pay taxes. Paying taxes and collecting taxes is a burden. It's a job. It's stupid. It's a dumb thing why not just eliminate income taxes and then we just get paid less? I mean, what's the difference? What's the difference if you make 100,000 and the government takes 25%? What's the point? It makes absolutely no sense. And then they don't want to collect tariffs. They'd rather They'd rather have a tax system here, so so foreign companies don't have to pay taxes in America. It's just stupid. It's a dumb system. Rather than basing the economy on consumerism through taxes and people when they buy something, they pay taxes, sales tax. And every business just collects sales tax. That's the way it should be. Not you want to tax me and force me to like cheat on my taxes. It's stupid. People go to jail for tax fraud. It's absurd. It's a stupid system because nobody wants to pay taxes. It's stupid. Because the obscenity is that you're forcing me to pay taxes, yet you're giving welfare to someone who doesn't even work. And you're taking it out on me. So you have somebody in America who's collecting Section 8, getting free rent, but if I don't pay my property taxes, I lose my home. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? Or you're giving money by way of like food stamps and welfare, all kinds of shit, right? But yet, if I make a score, I come into some money and I don't want to pay taxes, I go to jail. Point of paying taxes. Stupid system. It's that base on goods and services and tariffs or import tax. Let's call it that, import tax. Let's stop calling it a tariff. Let's start calling it an import tax. Oh, just leave. That's how much. Do you understand? Do you get it? That's why we have so much import, because it's cheaper. They're not paying taxes. It costs more money to produce those goods in America. Because inside America, like Ann said, you gotta pay taxes. So when these companies are importing their junk into America, they're not paying taxes. The American people are paying it. You understand? With stupidity like income taxes. It's just stupid. It's a dumb system. People should just keep whatever they make, and then the government imposes a sales tax. That's it, 5%. The federal government gets 5% on any goods and services. End of story. And then the states impose their tax, and that's it. And then let's say you live in a town, they can impose their tax too. Or if there's towns that don't have enough money, they just work the tax out where even towns get money. And then cut costs. And people will be a lot happier. You won't have to file income taxes. It's stupid. Only businesses would. Of citizenry versus taxation on consumers. Lucas Brown, and I wasn't directing that at you. Donnie, dementia is slipping. Maybe Trump can buy you a better phone camera. Why? No, you know what it is? You know why it's like this? Because I can invite up a guest. And when I do, the screen will be 50-50. So since I chose to have a guest, it cropped my image. John, please, you do not understand tariffs and you are wrong. I have international business experience. Okay, so then do the companies, the foreign companies import their goods, do they pay any taxes? And let's wait. Let's wait for Ann. Do foreign companies pay taxes? And do they have a cost to do business in the United States? Like companies in America does, by paying rent, labor, regulations, inspections, licensing, all kinds of shit. John Deere to be good Americans, to buy American. So you got to spend more money. But you can go buy an import machine, like a tractor, cheaper. Even the Russians sell tractors in America that are cheaper than John Deere. Did you know that? Why? Because they have no overhead in America. So it's cheap. Imagine that. Just think about it. They can produce machines in China, in Japan, wherever. Big fucking bulldozers, big backhoes, and import them in the United States and sell them cheaper than John Deere. Well, I guess Ann is still thinking. You're confusing U.S. export. They don't. Yes, they do. They don't pay property tax and they don't pay property tax. Why would they? I have an MBA. Good for you. Well, if you didn't know, Marissa, the United States and China have a $400 billion trade deficit. Agreement or whatever. But we only export 200 billion to. It's a trade deficit. It says, all right, you don't have to pay tariffs. They're still importing more than what we're exporting. And the same thing with Canada. Our trade deficit with Canada is 200 billion. It's a lot of money. So if the United States taxed that 200 billion, they would lower our personal taxes. But the United States is absorbing Canada's burden of debt, which is the $200 billion deficit, same with China. We're absorbing China's $400 billion debt by way of taxing the American people. That's how it works. So when they can't collect enough tax from Americans, they have to print money. Because they're not bringing in the money that they're losing with tariffs. The $400 billion, and that's just China and Canada. What about all the other countries? It's probably trillions. So when Trump started taxing, that's what he said, the Chinese government, the Chinese companies, America was making money. But then COVID hit and it fucked everything up. Hopefully we never see that again. Who's that? The Busan, John, if I had $100 to buy a tractor and a company A built it in Japan and sold it for 50, and company B built it in the United States and the cost is 80, how does tariffing A's tractor help me? It's not meant to help you. It's meant to help you because then the government wouldn't tax you. And your business is not raised to make up for the fact that they lost on that deal. How is it fair that the company B in the United States has almost double the cost to build the same tractor as the company importing? So what they need to do is put a tax on the importer to match the cost of the company in America doing business. So then both tractors would cost $80. And then you'll pick the better tractor. Or company A would cut their own personal costs. See, that's what would happen. Because the importer, right? Because, like company A, if they want to sell their tractors, they set up a dealership. Those are the importers, right? They put in the orders for these machines. And then the importer is the one who pays the tax to the government, because it's the same thing like you go to the store and you pay the clerk a tax, and then the clerk pays the government. So the importer goes to the border, let's say, the customs border, because all that shit goes through customs, right? And that's how the tax is collected. It's basically paid out through the importer. And then it tells the exporter, the importer, well, I gotta pay this tax to import your crap. Either you lower your costs to make up for the tax, or I'm gonna have to sell your machines for more money. Like BMW does. You don't think there's tariffs on BMWs? So you figure you go buy a BMW SUV, right? Like an X2. That's the same as any other car, really. It's just a fucking little SUV. Looks like a Subaru whatever, right? It looks like any other car like that. But that fucking car costs almost $50,000 because of tariffs. But people still buy it because they think they're driving a prestigious luxury car. They're stupid. It's still an SUV, but there's tariffs on that car. That's why it costs so much money. Some cars are made in that BMW make are made in the U.S., but a lot of them aren't. They're made in Germany. Same thing with Mercedes-Benz. They don't make all their cars here. They import them. BMW imports. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. How many BMWs are imported into the United States each year? BMW imports many vehicles into the United States each year and also assembles vehicles in the US. BMW sold 362,244 vehicles. They never give you a straight answer. BMW's Spartanburg, South Carolina plants the large BMW production. BMW exports more vehicles from the US than any other port. So BMW exports more vehicles from the US than any other automaker. All right, let me see. How many vehicles does Mercedes-Benz import into the United States? Mercedes-Benz sells vehicles in the United States, including passenger cars, and so they sold 351,746 cars in 2023. So overview, according to Veloza's United States import data, United States imported 451 shipments of Mercedes cars during 2023 by foreign export. They don't even give you. Where does the U.S. get most of its cars? Mexico and Canada. North America, Asia lead in export to U.S. imported. Yeah. So the port of Elizabeth and Newark here in New Jersey, they import around 600,000 cars a year from Japan, Korea, Germany, all over. And then they have Baltimore. All right, guys, everybody give a thumbs up. We're going to shut down the live now. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you. We had a good time, and I will see you guys again on the next video.